What's up, everybody? It's another lovely night in Patch World. Got a new format for you. Usually, I try to go live and do whatnot, but we're not going to be doing that. Just because I want to try, getting a good cinematic feel on the camera and all that fun stuff. So, as you can tell, we're not in the office anymore. We are actually in my hobby lair, for lack of a better word, and we're gonna talk about some of the things that I've been working on lately. Um, for those of you who follow the Facebook page, the TehPatchStudios, you'll have seen actually a bunch of new stuff. One, the photography page is live. A huge thanks to those who helped me get that up and running. That was a pleasant surprise that happened out of a connection that I know from my hometown. So that's up and running. That's good to go. I might actually play some ball tomorrow. Get some good shots, or try to get some good shots. So you'll see some new paintball pictures. If you follow my personal stuff as well, recently there was some pictures from a family trip that I thought actually turned out really well. And yeah, a couple quick things I actually added for Father's Day. I got a telephoto lens, so that should help out the paintball pictures greatly. This is the Canon 55 to 200, the EFM lens for the M50, which, as most of you know, that's my current camera of choice. And let me tell you, man, this thing has been great. I absolutely love this camera. Great sport mode, great all that fun stuff. So yeah. So as I said, let's talk about the hobby studio real quick. I do have an airbrush set up, but I actually do that in my garage, just for fumes and all that fun stuff. Make sure you're wearing a mask, guys. Seriously, even though it's non-toxic acrylic paint, the good Citadel stuff, non-toxic. I still don't want that in my lungs, man. I'll tell you what, with all the other crap that's going around. The last thing I need is somebody to say, "Hey, guess what? Your lungs are blue." Anyway, good times on that. So let's talk about what went on recently, or actually as soon as last night. The other thing I got for Father's Day, kind of an unexpected pickup. Went to my local Warhammer shop. Ooh, focus on that, maybe. You're gonna focus? Yeah. This is the Primaris Invictor Warsuit. And yeah, it actually has a bunch of articulating stuff. This guy goes up and down, and this can go in and out, and then the cage itself up and down. There's a little door down there as well. This is done with, throw this up there, the Citadel Contrast Ultramarine Blue. So the Primaris Invictor Warsuit was done with a Zenithal Prime, so that's the, I've talked about this before, that's the black basing, and then the gray gets shot down in a 45-degree cone from here, and then a spritz of white up top. That allows you, like you can see on these bars, there's, even though this is all that blue color, like again, this is all one, just straight Citadel Contrast Ultramarine Blue, it gives it a good depth. Now, a couple things when you're doing the contrast paints, and let me pull one of my guys real quick here. This guy, you'll see him focus in a second, maybe. Focus. There we go. This guy was done also with the same ultramarine contrast paint. The difference in him is I actually did this with a brush, and you can kind of see where the paint breaks up a little bit and gives you kind of that smeared look. Almost, I don't know what the word would be looking like, or the words I would be looking for in this, especially in his shoulder pads. You can kind of tell that the color isn't exceptionally smooth, but given that it's worn power armor, it kind of works out. In this case, because we're actually working with what I would view as like a rolled steel or something like that, everything comes out in nice flat when you do it through an airbrush, so I think it looks really, really slick this way. Not unlike Do I have one of them? Do I have... Yes. Not too far off. I'll put this up there like this so you can focus in. This guy was done with the Citadel just straight airbrush McCrag blue. So the differences are subtle, but in the end, when you put both the contrast paint and the air paint through, you get more of a flat rather than anything that actually shows off your brush strokes. So that's what's been going on here. I will probably do an over-the-shoulder experiment where we can take a look at some views over the shoulder while I'm painting. Probably not going to happen in this video, or maybe it will. We'll find out in a moment. Another quick model that we airbrushed last night as well. A Death Guard bloat drone. You're going to see a lot of nasty skin tones when I'm done with this thing. But let's talk more about my hobby area. Unlike the fact that I am a sucker for Citadel paints, which I will say I've hoarded myself out to Citadel an entire drawer. So let's go ahead and start over there. Go ahead and take a quick little tour. The drawer of sprues, just extra pieces. You can see these are some of the leftover Indomitus stuff. That's like the Necron rifles and all that fun stuff. I don't know what I'll do with that. Like I said, I was saying, whereas I'm kind of a Citadel guy for paint brushes, man, I'll tell you what, there's no brand loyalty here. I do like the Citadel paintbrushes that I saw, but to be honest with you, these Master's Touch miniature stuff I got from Hobby Lobby, which, yes, I know Hobby Lobby, Evil Store, and all that fun stuff. When these go on sale for like 50% off, you can get them for like $3 a piece, and they've been fantastic. Also, an assortment of makeup brushes for dry brushing. There's no reason to have a $10 dry brush when you can get an entire package of makeup brushes for like $8 from TJ Maxx or whatever. And then we actually have down here, we'll tilt this down just a little bit. Tilt it down just a little bit. There we go. There's some of my collection of Citadel paints. Good times indeed. Image stabilization getting a workout tonight. Alright. So other parts of the hobby desk. Citadel cup. I was actually working on cutting. This mat has been fantastic. When I say cutting, I mean specifically putting models together. You can pick one of these up. These are actually the Gundam mats. The reason I use them, they have the circles that tell you the bases are actually measured out in millimeters for you. Games Workshop, of course, is a British company, and everything is in in metric and not freedom units. No, I kid. Actually, metric is nice. It's everything's standardized. Other things. Some Army Painter nippers. Citadel handles. I have seen people who make these out of cork and blue tack. I'll tell you what, man, these are great. I have mixed feelings on blue tack. I just don't have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of success with blue tack. Stuff tends to fall off. Once you block your model down in these, they don't fall. They don't fall. And as you can see back here, I've got the bigger one too for when I'm working on bigger models. The desk that you see here is actually my old drafting table from when I used to do freehand artwork. You'll still see me do that every now and then, but this drafting table has been through some shit. So yeah, good times. And I think that's pretty much the tour of my hobby area. So why don't we go ahead and flip over and see if we can do the over-the-shoulder view. Alright, so this is the over-the-shoulder view. You've probably seen a bunch of people kind of do something very, very similar, but we're going to get kind of up close and personal with this. And normally you would probably see me doing my brushing, and I would try to keep it on the camera, but that's not how we're going to do this tonight. We're just going to go ahead and take a quick overview of the desk and the shot, see how well it works out. So this is what the Redemptor that I was talking about. Lovely booklet right here for it. You can see it in all its shiny glory. I'll move this out of the way. A few things on this particular model. I'm going to move the light over here to make it a little bit easier to see. The following things articulate. Guns up front here. This piece is supposed to go up and down, but I think I might have gotten super glue in the joint, so it is now jammed. However, it does in fact go in and out and still rotates. To be honest with you, I don't know why I would ever straighten this out, except for maybe like some sort of pose, but again, at the end of the day, not really a huge deal. This one does the full articulating, which is what I'm assuming was supposed to happen over there. I might be able to fix it at some point on the other side, I don't know, but this arm works. The other piece that was supposed to move is this was supposed to go around, but again, I was not able to get it to, what's the word I'm looking for? I was not able to get it to a standard in which I was comfortable leaving it. I kept on falling off. That being said, these two parts work perfectly. The cage itself up and down, and the little foot guard up and down. So we'll be able to see that just as well. So overall, I would say for my first mech/moving model, this is going pretty good so far. Excuse me. You can see in here, eventually I'm going to go ahead, he's going to have some skin showing. We'll probably do a gold. I mean, it is an ultramarine, so of course we're going to do like a gold. I need to look this up. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be part of his armor or if this is like a belt of some sort. And when I say that, let me point out this specifically. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a safety belt or if this is part of his armor. I know that there's another Space Marine that has that same thing that I understood to be part of the armor, so that'll probably end up being a gold instead of the Aquila that they normally wear. We'll have some stuff on the back. We're gonna end up doing this in like a silver, and then I'm gonna do the same barrel burn that you saw me do on the Eradicator squad. Let me see, do I have one of those ready to go? Yes, I do. So we're going to do the same purple to, it's like a blue to a purple to a red, and kind of it's an indication of scorch marks around here. So we're going to do that on these smokestacks back here, and I think that's going to look really good. We're also going to take these articulating joints in here. These are all going to be like a black and a silver. I wasn't really too much worried about overspray in this case because, again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to repaint the rest of it, and I think it's going to look really, really good. Again, we'll do some video where I'm actually going to show you some painting techniques that I've picked up along the way. And yeah, how I approach it as kind of pro noob. Let's see what we'll probably do, because this is a flamer, we're going to do the scorch marks on the front here too. I think this is going to be kind of a pain getting that silver underneath here, but you know, we'll get it done. This barrel came pre-drilled, so I don't have to worry about that. I know some of you are like, oh, you got to drill your barrels, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really a fan of doing that. I just don't like the way it looks. And I think that will be good for this model. I do have the transfer stickers for this, so I'm kind of curious as to whether or not I'm going to do that. If I might try the Soul Set method, which is there's two products. One is called like Soul Sol, and one's called Soul Set. It's supposed to make sticker transfers really easy. I have done the water and Lamian medium. Let's see, let me pull one of these guys over here where I've done it on. This guy was the water and the Lamian medium. Overall, I'm okay with it. From a distance, it looks pretty good. But if you like look up close, there's like kind of a little bit of bubbling here and there that I'm not really a fan of. But that's fine. C'est la vie. This is my first time doing transfers on that particular model, and I would say it did not go poorly. Much better than, for instance, these guys right here. This out of the way so you can see this guy really closely here. That was actually the Ultramarine logo hand painted on. I'm glad I did it. Let's see if I can get some light on there. Yep, I'm glad I did it. I will never do it again. My hands are just not steady enough to do it. So, live and learn. All right, let's talk about the bloat drone real quick. Same kind of deal. This one was done with the Zenithal Prime, which again, if you look at kind of down here at the bottom, there was a lot of white overspray on this one, so I apologize. But the black down here, you can kind of see some of the black highlights in there. Black works up to gray, which works up to white, which you can still see actually some of the white still popping out, even though I used the contrast green. So this is down the Citadel color Militarum green, which is effectively Death Guard. I think you can use this for Astra Militarum as well. I think that might have been what it was initially used for, but in our cases it worked with Death Guard. And I don't think I have any Death Guard hand painted to show you. Maybe 2 seconds. All right, I lied. I do. So this is what I was talking about. We might be able to see it a little bit better. This guy was done with the same Militarum, but it was done with a brush instead of an airbrush, and you can see. Maybe you can kind of see through here. Actually, I'm going to adjust my ISO a little bit. Let me make this ISO auto. All right. So you can kind of see through here where the contrast paint really pulls up and gives you like a nice tarnished green. A nice tarnished green look. Whereas again, if we look at the bloat drone, everything's very smooth. Everything's very even. That's just a byproduct of the way the airbrush sprays the contrast paint. There's still nice shading involved because the contrast paint has 3 parts to it. It's a contrast medium, a green, and then it also has like a I don't know if this one particularly has like the Nuln oil, but it has like an oil part to it. So when it dries, it has a nice what's the word I'm looking for? It has some nice shading to it. You can see it more defined on the hand painted model, but that's going to be the difference between our greens here, which let's go ahead and pull back so we can see. I want to do kind of a side by side. So we can do side by side. Hand painted airbrush. Hand painted airbrush. Again, both are done with contrast. So, huge thing as far as contrast paints go. I think they save a lot of time. I do actually like them a lot. I can pull out both of the two that I've been using. I think they save a lot of time, especially in the hand painted thing. I will let you know how I feel about them on the bigger models when I'm done. I have a feeling I'm still going to have to go over, this is probably going to get like a coating of Agrax, this will get a coating of Nuln Oil, but maybe only around the rivets. I'll let you know more once we paint this, and honestly, I think this is going to be the first one that you're going to actually see me paint. That's going to be my first deal. And yeah, hopefully the camera angle picks up, hopefully everything looks good. So, cool beans. Let's switch back to the other angle and talk it out. Alright, so this last section is actually just for me. A couple quick things. One, I wanted to hear how the camera audio sounds up here, and then I also, because I don't have my recording studio up here, I don't have the microphones and all that, I'm actually taking audio on my iPhone as well. I'm curious as to the quality, one versus the other, the camera being back there, the iPhone being right here, seeing if either of them are workable quality, or if I need to go ahead and invest in like a cheap, lavalier mic or something along those lines, which, oh man, that'll make Jill real happy. Hey, you need another microphone? Yes, I need all the microphones. Anyway, that being said, again, thank you guys so much for checking out my videos. Thank you for joining me on this. The photo website, the Facebook page. I got a lot of feedback, a lot of really, really good feedback recently that's kind of reignited my spark in this, and I wanted to start doing a little bit more. So hopefully you see some more from me soon. That being said, you guys have a great rest of your evening, day, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Take care and stay safe.